All right, so let's talk hostess coaching for your Facebook parties. This is really the number one reason why I've been able to be so successful with my Facebook parties. It's just constant communication with that hostess. And it's just like with an in-home party. You're going to want to do the exact same things, except sometimes with Facebook parties, it's going to require a little bit more messaging back and forth, maybe a few more phone calls, just to make sure that they're keeping that interest. Because without the event of having people come to their house, I feel like it's easier for them to forget and to not want to necessarily put as much effort into the party as they would for an in-home. So the first thing that I do with my hostesses, once we pick a date, so say they booked a party at their friend's party, and I set up the date that night, or at the latest the next day. So I'll message them, like say they commented on my post, I want to book. I'll send them a private message saying, awesome, thank you so much for hosting a party. Your friend Lisa, I'm sure she is very thankful as well. She needed one booking in order to get all of her hostess rewards. And then I will tell them these are the dates that I have available. And I usually give them 2 to 3 options within a week to 2 weeks out. I try not to book any further out than that with Facebook parties, just because it helps keep my calendar fuller. And with Facebook parties being hit or miss, that also allows for more time then to fill those spots coming up. So once they've messaged me back with, yeah, this date would work great, and I let them know what time I usually do the party from and that it'll be about 45 minutes long. And then I get their address and I send them a postcard immediately the next day. And it just says, "You're awesome" on it. And I'll just write, like, "Thank you so much for booking your party on this date at this time. I'm so excited. Thanks, Samantha." And it has a little magnet so they can just throw that up on their refrigerator, and just a nice little reminder, an immediate thank you. And then I get them a hostess packet already. I do send my Facebook hosts an actual physical packet. I think that it helps my sales because personally, when I host Facebook parties, I like having a physical copy of the catalog to look through. I tend to spend more money when I have that because trying to search online is just tedious to me. And I've noticed that by sending my hostesses a catalog, they also are more likely to repeat order with me, and they place larger hostess orders, like over and beyond their shopping spree. So what I include in there is a handwritten thank you note, again, just thanking them for hosting a party and that I really appreciate their support of my small business, that they know that this isn't just something that I do on the side. This is what I do for income. I include a business card with a magnet on the back of it so that they can throw that on their refrigerator as well. Sometimes I send these if I have extras. This is what's been coming in our product packages. I always include an opportunity brochure and a host a party, count your stars in there. I include this 40 guests in 40 minutes worksheet. I tell my hostesses not to invite all of their Facebook friends because nobody wants to be mass messaged into an event. So I tell them to invite 40 to 50 people maximum, and that they have to personally invite all of those people. If they don't feel that they can personally invite that many people, then they can invite less, as long as they're personally messaging each individual person. So this just gives them ideas of like who they could invite. It says like relatives, friends, coworkers, neighbors, people you do business with, church, spouses, coworkers, previous coworkers, etc. So it just kind of helps them think about it if one of their objections was, well, I don't really know who I would invite. The other thing that I include in there is simple tips for Facebook parties. Both of these you can find on our team page under the files section. And this just gives them some tips, stuff that I've already said to them in messages, but it just kind of reiterates that, like invite 40 friends and you'll have at least 10 to 15 people attend your party, which means you can get up to $300 in free Norwex. send your invitations 2 to 3 weeks before or immediately if we're booking a week out. And yeah, so you guys can take a look at that and the files. And then the last little bit that I include in there is a catalog, and I put 3 order forms because they don't typically use them. I encourage them to, but most don't. And then a power of 10, the hostess specials, and the customer specials. And I stick those all in page 46 where the packages are. So the first thing that they're opening up to in the catalog is the packages, which is all I really talk about in my parties, is the products that come in the safe haven. So that gives them an idea of what they should be looking at. So I put all of that into, I think it's a 9x13 envelope. Got my little name here. I got little stickers that say thank you. And then I have some like washi tape and stuff that I decorate it with that says time for a party. So it's just a fun way to like spice up the presentation of it for them, and it's like an added touch of selling myself to them so they know like what kind of a person I am, that I'm professional, grateful for their business, and I'm excited for their party. So I put all that in and I send that off immediately. When you're booking a week out, depending on where they live, that kind of makes a difference, how quickly they'll receive it, but I usually just send it snail mail, and when they get it, they get it. So those are the first couple steps that I take for hostess coaching. The next is going to be create them an invite with the Red Stamp app. If you don't have it, go get it. Or you can create an image that just says you're invited to a Facebook party, explain something about how you're going to learn how to clean 90% of your home with just Norwex and water. There should be some example invites in the album section of our team page, so you can go and check those out there. I send them that, and I tell them to personally message each of their guests and ask their guests if they would like an invite to the party. I've been telling them not to just invite to the Facebook event first. I've been telling them to send the text message invite first or call their friends first and then invite them to the Facebook invite. I've had much higher attendance with this approach because people feel that personalization. They feel like their host really wants them at this party versus just mass inviting their friends. And then once they've sent out their messages, I will touch base with them every couple of days before their parties, asking how, if they've been able to share the catalog with anyone that isn't attending, or if they have any before and afters that they would like to share in the party. Testimonials from the hosts are going to be one of the key selling features of your product throughout your Facebook party. Of course, they know I'm going to say all good things about the product, but hearing their friend, the host, give testimonials about what products she loves is really going to be what they end up buying versus necessarily what I'm just saying. And then the day of the party, I send her a message saying it's party day. Here's a message. I create another little, just like Rana Designs image to send out to her friends. And I tell her to just send a reminder that the party's at this time, and to be sure to be on and interacting in order to participate in the games and prizes. So that's how I hostess coach up to the party. And then after the party, it's just a lot of follow-up. I let her know where her sales are at. I've let her know who's all ordered. I'm thanking those who have ordered in the event. And I'm telling her, I give her a thank you image to message to those people who haven't ordered yet, to all of those who RSVP'd, I'm going, and maybe. And I only do leave the party open for 2 to 3 days after, because anything after that, orders just aren't going to come in. People lose interest. So really, you tell the host she doesn't have to do a lot, but really she is messaging and contacting her guests quite often. So I hope you guys found that helpful, and I'm excited that you guys all did this training. Thanks.